Thursday, actually. It's Thursday, sorry. Welcome to Thursday. Feeling the kicks. A bit all over the place. We decided not to have one yesterday with what's going on. Didn't make sense to clutter up Instagram with a silly video talking sneakers, but we thought we'd come back today. We've got a special guest, so we want to have a chat to him. We will just wait for him to get on, and we'll go from there. We'll just wait for our guest to get on. He's just over in the States at the moment, so we'll just add him in a second. Not sure where he is. Thought he was around. Our friend, we'll add him. Hello, mate. How are you? Bad connection? Hello. Connection's terrible at the moment, I think. Oh, Josh, how are you? Sorry, bad connection. I don't know if it's my end or your end.
We're good now. We're good now. I think I just exited out of the app for a minute.
That's a good way to start. I'm well. How are you, mate? How are you?
Doing good. Doing good. Just, getting through everything that's been going on here.
I was going to say that. How is stuff there? I thought we'd start on a bit of a somber note. What's it like at the moment?
I mean, it's not great. I think today was a step in the right direction because they ended up adding some additional charges. They arrested the other 3 officers that were involved in the situation, and they've upgraded the main former officer's charge from 3rd degree to 2nd degree murder now. So I think that will help calm things down a bit, but I don't know that it will fully calm things down. I'm sure there will still be protests over the next couple of days here, I would think. I think there's still some plans through the weekend at least.
Do you feel this is the step? This is the big step? It's happened before a few years ago, and I think this is the one. Do you reckon this is the tipping point?
I don't know. You hope so. You want to think that's the case, but there's no telling whether it is or not. There's a long way to go in this country as far as all of that goes. We're still several steps away.
Sorry, mate. I'm just moving because I think I've left my microphone on. Hang on a sec.
Oh, that's okay.
Oh, don't you hate that? I had to duck out of another meeting to talk to you, and I left my microphone on. So
oh, gotcha.
Let's talk a bit of non-serious. How about shoes? I hear you're a bit of a connoisseur. Tom has talked you up, mate. So you've got a high standard to look up too.
Well, Tom was telling you wrong.
Don't be silly. I did some research. Some good photos.
I'm certainly. I'm into shoes to an extent. I'm not somebody that I don't know, every shoe just by looking at exactly what it is, when it came out, whatever. But, since I started playing in the NBL, especially, I've been trying to come every season with a couple of custom shoes that I get done by a guy in Connecticut that's a really, really good shoe designer. He does a lot of NFL players' shoes. He does a lot of wrestlers, WWE wrestlers, ring boots as well. So he's relatively well known. He happens to be from Connecticut, and I had reached out to him maybe 3 years ago because I had seen some of the stuff that he did, and I was like, wow, that looks really cool. I wonder if by chance I might be able to get a hold of this guy and as I said, it just so happened he's from Connecticut, and I went to UConn, so he knew exactly who I was as soon as I messaged him, and I was able to get him to make some shoes for me, and now I get him to do a couple of pairs for me every year.
You do. You've got some really good stuff. Hey, I've got some pictures of them. I don't know how this is going to work, but we did some digging on you. Tell us about some of these. I want to start with these ones. Remember these?
Oh yeah, that's easy. Those are the Kyries from last year, not this past season, but the season before that. Obviously, those are that's a Connecticut Husky. Those are shoes that represent my time at UConn in college. 2004 is the year that we won the national championship that year. That was my freshman year. Was a great experience for me. And actually, on the inside of the shoe that's closer to this, there is a very small picture of a championship trophy. And it's the exact trophy that we won in 2004, and he did a little mini version of it on the inside of the shoe there.
That was a nice team you were in too, by the way. We could talk for hours about that 2014.
Wow, that was a phenomenal team. Well, we had great teams there every year that I was there, honestly. We had at least 5 or 6 NBA players every single season that I was there. It was pretty incredible.
All right, let me flick up another one for you. Look at these.
Okay. Yeah, those are the Melbourne ones. I had those. I don't remember if I wore them before the playoffs or not. I had them my second year with Melbourne United. I told them, I was like, I want something, that screams Melbourne, because I was, I love Melbourne as a city. I love the Melbourne people. So we did a little searching, and I kind of had the idea of a skyline in my mind, but I wasn't sure exactly, which picture I wanted. And he ended up, finding this one. And then we made sure that we incorporated the Boomers colors as well, with the yellow and green and the white in there. So yeah, that's pretty much what those were. Though that was specifically a Melbourne popper shoe. That was my design very much.
Yeah, we could tell it's Australian, definitely. And I got one more I want you to talk to me about. These are really nice too, the Under Armour ones.
You know what? Those aren't really those aren't really anything special. That year, Under Armour had started doing custom shoes, and this was actually one of the designs that they had. This was not a custom design that I did. This was one of the options that they had for custom designs on the website. Obviously, it's red, white, and blue. It's it's United States of America flag all the way through. Obviously, also Australian flag too. We both have the same colors. But there's really no special story behind those, unfortunately.
Damn, I thought you were going to give me it was an American story. I thought we had a story. There's some really nice stuff. What do you do with them nowadays? Do you keep them all, or do you give them away?
Some of them I give away. Some of them just kind of get lost in the shuffle. A lot of times, what will happen is when I'm coming back home from overseas, I usually end up leaving a few pairs of shoes because I just don't have the room for everything in my bags. I have a very finite amount of space that I can fill in terms of bringing stuff back, and usually I come back with considerably more clothing than I went over there with, because we always get stuff from the team, so that takes up space. And then I usually order 1 or 2 more pairs of shoes throughout the year as well, so that takes up more space. So inevitably there's always some sacrifices that have to be made. I think those shoes that you had up there, those red, white, and blues, I think those were left in Melbourne 2 years ago, if I'm not mistaken.
They're not custom. We don't care about those.
Hey, yeah. No, I've never left the ones that this guy Mashe has made. I've never left any of those. Nah, those always come home with me.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you need to leave them anywhere in Melbourne, just let me know. I'll look after them for you. I promise.
Okay.
Hey, I always try and put up a shoe that I've got that I think relates to my guest, and I don't know if you've ever seen these. So these are Nike.
Okay.
But look what they are. They're Airworm. They're a bit tarnished. They're Dennis Rodman Nike.
Oh, the Rodmans. Yeah.
They were the first ones he ever made before he left and went back and played around. And they've got one of the first sort of zip tie ones.
Mm-hmm.
Can I say they're the most terrible shoe to ever play in? They've got
they've got to be awful.
Yeah, they've got no full air in here. There's a little bit, but it's just all chunky. And the way it sets up, they've got like a sock inside, but they're terrible. But I've kept them because they've got the little You know, they've got the little flary little thing, so it's like his earring stuff. That's my job. Yeah, but they look all right. They look great. Like I said, I just keep them for what they are. You know, he left it.
They're not. They're definitely not a bad looking shoe. I just can only imagine how much my feet would be hurting if I tried to wear those for a game.
Yeah.
It'd probably be like, you know, I'm assuming that you've seen the Last Dance, you know, biopic, and when he went back and he wore some of the original retros for that one game, and his feet were just bleeding by the end of the game. You know, I'm sure it would be pretty similar to that if you tried to wear those.
Yeah, definitely. But they look good, and they're always a good story. Like I say, I got them. You know, I've got a 20-year-old son. They're older than him. These are about 25 years old, these shoes. So they're nice pair to have. So what I was going to say to you was thank you for joining us, mate. We'll have to get you on for a longer interview. We'll do a proper interview with you, and we'll talk through everything. A couple of people asked, where are you going to be playing next year?
I wish I could tell you. I wish I had the answer to that question. I have no idea. Obviously, Australia, the NBL have instituted a few new rules for this upcoming season, and one of which is that they've cut down the number of imports from 3 to 2 per team. Yeah. And because of that, my chances probably go down a bit in terms of being able to get back into the NBL this season. I still think there's an outside chance, but I think it's certainly much less than it would have been if they would have stuck with 3 imports. So there's really no telling. You know, if I'm not in Australia this year, which I do hope that I am, then I would probably be somewhere in the Middle East, would be my guess. Or potentially, we've also been looking at China, Japan, Korea, those Asian countries as well. I'll probably stay away from Europe unless I get a really solid deal from there. But I doubt that one would come that would be enticing enough to get me to go there.
Definitely. Well, we'd love to have you back. Like I said, this dog today, like the dog is like attacking this. If you could see this stupid dog, it's attacking the camera today. It's decided.
Yeah, mine's just laying down on the ground sleeping right now. She's not worried about what's going on right now at all.
She's used to it. She's used to your play. Hey, again, thank you, mate. You stay safe. And my goodness, it's been terrible. I'm going to hold it. She's been terrible. You stay safe, and we will speak to you really soon, mate. Thank you so much for spending some time with us.
Yep, absolutely. No problem. Take care.
Thanks, Josh. We'll be in touch, mate. Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Okay, that was Spilling the Kicks with Josh Boone and Daisy making a stupid appearance. Thank you. He's taken some time out. He's got some stuff going on. But, yeah, we just really appreciate Josh taking some time with us. We will see you tomorrow, Fridays with Freddie. We will speak to you then.